Hello, everyone. Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, we'll be doing a review for We're Taking Everyone Down With Us, number one. This is a new book from Image Comics, and I'm very excited to get into this. This is a Rook spy thriller, and this is written by Matthew Rosenberg with art by Stefano Landini, colors by Roman Titov and Jason Wardy, letters by Hassan Osmani Elhau. Um, and of course, a great talented um, series of creators here for this book. In this book, this is a explosive double-sized first issue, so it was a pretty big. You get about 40 pages of story. After her mad scientist father is killed by the world's greatest spy, 13-year-old Annalise is left all alone in the world. Sort of. Her dead dad's robot bodyguard is following her around for some reason. Now Annalise has a choice: try to lead a normal life for the first time ever, or seek revenge, or maybe overthrow the world order in the process. Image presents a journey of regret, retribution, super spies, pseudoscience, growing up, and global domination by brilliant artist Stefano Landini. With this is from the synopsis with okay writer Matthew Rosenberg. Matthew Rosenberg is a fantastic writer and a fantastic creator. So, make sure to go tell him that he's not just okay. But I really enjoyed this book, especially because I went into this book without having read the synopsis and not really knowing, other than seeing the cover of that bloody hand and the kind of torn hand holding it. Um, I didn't know anything about this book, and this book stars with a very interesting game of hide and seek. And as the world starts unraveling, you think the protagonist is like maybe some scientist that's trying to save the world, but there's always like these little weird things that Rosenberg throws in there to kind of like clue you in that maybe this dude is not a good dude. And very quickly we find that out. Um, I love that there's a few pages of like these tiny little panels where there's a conversation happening. I find that very interesting, especially because if you're trying to read something, I would always rather just read a lot of little word bubbles than just a gigantic word bubble or two big word bubbles of characters having a conversation. Now, you can do this when you're doing like a double sized issue like this because you have like the few extra pages to really unravel the story and really build out the conversation. Uh, I want to say I don't know much about the art team really. Landini's work, I don't know. I'm sure if I start going through like all the stuff that Landini's worked on, I'll recognize something. But man, oh man, I really like the work. Like it just looks very cool. The robots look cool. The design of everything, like people in this world feel real, and they all very much they look distinct from one another, which sometimes can be a thing where when you're trying to make up characters that don't exist and trying to build out this world, sometimes people end up kind of looking sometimes very samey, but not in this case. I really like it. I like the reveal of like, oh, this is a mad scientist, and there's this spy agency. There's a really cool panel where you just fully get clued in on like, oh, this dude is the bad guy, but he's trying to be a good dad, or trying his best. I guess I don't know how much of a evil person in the world would be able to find that. And then we're introduced to the spy agency, and you get a lot of those tropey things with the spies. Uh, and it's very funny. Like I find Matthew Rosenberg. I don't know if he's trying to be comedic, but I found myself laughing at some of these moments because it was just some kind. It's kind of a ridiculous situation where that's playing on a lot of the tropes and themes that we know from a James Bond type of story or something like that. I think it just really works. Landini does some really fun stuff with the panels, but when it's time for big things to happen, there's a double spread page that just kind of blew me away. No pun intended. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. This was great. I really really love this. One of my favorite things to come out this week, and I'm very excited for the rest of this. I'm really pretty excited to see where we go from here. I'm gonna read this next issue and then decide if I want to wait for the trade or for the arc to be completed or keep reading monthly. But maybe it's because it was a big part of the story because it was a double sized issue. But I really enjoyed this and I would read this month to month as of now. But we'll see if that pacing continues as we go into the book. So great work, everybody that had anything to do with this book, and of course appreciate Image sending us a review copy. But I can't wait to get to a shop and pick this up. There's so many cool covers as well. Like these robots just look so cool. So yeah, very cool. Anyways, if you have read this, let me know what you thought about this book down in the comments. What else are you picking up? And also make sure to stay tuned because we have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.